So I've been thinking about when you listen to an album, what your attitude should be going into it, and how you can appreciate an album more. Um, an album is kind of like a flower in a way. First, it sounds fresh, and then it gets older, and you get more tired of it. Then you have to water it, and sometimes you have to wait a year or a few months for it to sound fresh again. Maybe a few years. So that's one thing. Having Anthony Fantano like expectations of an album is kind of inevitable when you have good taste, that you want it to be great. But the very thing making it great is lowering those expectations many times. Sometimes an album is so great that you can have high expectations and it will fulfill them, but 9 times out of 10, if you have an expectation of a dream album that doesn't that an artist can't deliver, you won't be satisfied by hearing it. It's kind of like reading a review about an album and then having too high expectations to appreciate the rave review. Sometimes it meets the expectations. Don't get me wrong here, it happens, but it happens more often that it doesn't if you have high expectations. So that would be my advice. If you have tracks that you don't like about the album, you should get back to them with some air around, and you can start a listening session with just starting to listen to only that track, so it's not in the context of the album. That might help appreciate a track. You can, for instance, if you're not really gotten into the last part of an album, you can only listen to that part a few times. And I think, yeah, there's a few things you can do like that. Some albums mature with time, like wine, and they are definitely benefited from having the best sounding version. If you can hear a difference, if you have good ears, it's good to get the vinyl, or you get the 2496 HD version on HD tracks, for example, and you just go for it. So the next clip is gonna be on pros and cons of streaming versus downloading high res tracks.